Yo. This is the Outspoken podcast.
Hello and happy new month. This is our first podcast for this month, so I wish you a very productive and fulfilling month. Have a wonderful month ahead of you. What is self-awareness? Quite a number of us feel like we are self-aware, but are we really self-aware? Do you see yourself as a person? Like, have you ever considered yourself as like a real person, or you just know that you exist? Self-awareness is really just seeing you, seeing who you are from your own perspective and also from another man's perspective. That's seeing you through your own eyes and seeing you through the public's eyes. Do you understand? So that's what self-awareness is. And there are two types of self-awareness. There's the internal self-awareness and the external self-awareness. So the internal self-awareness is how you see yourself. That's the you part, the you factor. And this one has to do with how you see your weaknesses, your strengths, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors. That's what internal self-awareness is. While external self-awareness is how people see your beliefs, your values, your weaknesses, strength, and all of that. So now, the self-awareness is when you now bring a balance to it. Like, is knowing how you see yourself and how others see you. When you're able to know how you see yourself and you see how others see you, you become self-aware. That's when self-aware comes to life. And that's the main, that's like the core value. That's the core of self-awareness. Not just knowing how you see yourself, but knowing how others see you. So that's how you get to know who you really are. That's how you get to know who you really are. You know, a lot of us actually struggle with knowing what we like and what we don't like. A lot of us struggle with knowing how we feel. Sometimes you're like, I don't know how I feel. Other times we're like, I don't know why I behaved the way I did. I don't know why I reacted the way I did. First and foremost, whenever you act in a certain way that you don't like, sit back and ask yourself, what made me act this way? What triggered my reactions? So you begin to get answers that makes you understand who you are as a person. Now, you seeing yourself from only your mirror, from only your point of view is not enough. So you have to come to a point of being able to go to people for feedbacks. Okay, so I did this. What do you think that I could have done better in this situation? So you get to know yourself more like that. You get to understand who you are, your likes, your beliefs. You know, quite a number of us, when we want to start with self-awareness, we want to jump to the point of what we want to be as a career person. It's more of the major part we are interested in the whole self-awareness journey. It's the who do I want to become. And it's a whole lot of climbing up the ladder. You have to first understand your likes, your dislikes, your weaknesses, your strength. That's why most times when you meet a coach, the first thing they tell you to do is your SWOT analysis. That makes you see yourself as a human being. You know, there was a book I read, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's a part in the beginning of the book where it talks about self-awareness. And it says, imagine you are in a room. This, I'm not quoting it exactly as it is, but I'm paraphrasing how I remember it. So imagine that you are seated in a room. You can see yourself sitting in a room and you see yourself. Like, you can literally see who you are, like as a person. That's self-awareness. You being able to see you, like see you. And seeing you requires you to be able to withstand vulnerability. Because when you see you, others will be able to see you. But we are not going to talk about vulnerability now. We are talking about just self-awareness. So we all want to jump to the point of being a great leader, being a successful business person, but we want to skip the remaining part of who we are. What are my weaknesses? Like I was saying before, when you go to meet a life coach, they tell you to do a SWOT analysis. So they tell you to, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities surrounding you? And what are the threats? So when you have all of this written out, this makes you understand yourself better. So in getting to know yourself, ask yourself at each point, when you see yourself cry, what do I think made me cry? What did I do differently this time to produce this result? So you internalizing things, you taking in things and internalizing it and trying to figure out what might have triggered those things. So you understand who you are, you understand how you feel, you understand how things work in your body. You begin to understand your likes, your dislikes. And when you're trying to understand these things, it is usually very good if when someone walks up to you and tells you how they want pizza and you don't just jump at it and say, I want pizza too. You actually take time, internalize it. Do I really want pizza? What would I like to eat at this particular time? Is it pizza? So when making little decisions when making tiny decisions as that, you are able to understand yourself. You begin to understand big things about yourself. You begin to see yourself, you begin to understand where you want to see yourself, where you want to be in years from now. It's a building block, starting with the smallest, tiniest things, and then everything comes together. The whole pieces of the puzzle just comes together and fits into the puzzle perfectly. So that's that about self-awareness. So let's begin with self-awareness. So the activity I will tell you to do this week is, whenever something happens, whenever you do anything, ask yourself, what made me do it? When you're holding back, what is making me hold back? What? Ask yourself, what? So that you have answers. What is solution driven, solution centered? What? Ask yourself what.
Thank you for listening to the Outspoken podcast.